Hey Ravens researchers, we are working on our Science in the News presentations. And as researchers, we need to ensure that the sources that we decide to use in our research are not only credible, but that we're able to share and track where our research has come from. In order to do that, we need to be able to cite our sources, to create a citation in a works cited or a bibliography. And so I'm going to show you really quickly a few of the ways that you can do this, two in particular. So the first thing is, this is our Science in the News slide that we have been using for our research. Down at the bottom, you'll see there are links to some pre-evaluated, already evaluated as credible sources, some predetermined, reliable resources that are websites. And if you use a website, you are going to need to use a citation generator in order to create a bibliographic citation. So the first thing I'm going to show you is if, for example, I click on Nature and I had found an article that I was going to use, I'm just going to choose climate change. No, young people's mental health is finally getting the attention it needs. Excellent. So now here's the article that I'm going to use, and I've read through this article and I've used it in my research, and I want to keep track of all of the information that is here. So one of the things that you need to do is use a citation generator. EasyBib, EASYBIB, is one of the easiest citation generators to use. With a free account, though, you can see come lots of ads. So that can be irritating and frustrating. But once you get to easybib.com and you click on, for example, website, because that's where I was. When I come in and do that, it asks me to paste the URL. So I copied and pasted this article URL from nature.com and I click search. Now, once I do that, this EasyBib generator is going to go through and try and find as much information as it possibly can. You can see the ads are really annoying, but power through and you'll see here's your article. Young people's mental health is finally getting the attention that it needs. And there's a button, an orange button that says cite. When I click on that, it tries to gather as much information as possible. The article title, the URL, the website title, the date it was accessed, and the date it was published. It says here that the help that they need from me is the publisher or sponsor. And it says edit on next step. So I'm going to continue. And now I need to find some of this information. So one, I go back, I look for the name of the author. This happens to be an editorial, so I may need to leave that blank. If I don't have the name of the person on the editorial board who has written this article, then I would need to keep going. The next thing it asks me for is the rest of this information. And I am going to, let's see if it lets us choose, oh, editor. So we don't have the name of the editor. So we're going to use as much information as we have and complete the citation. Once I do that, you see right here, it says there's missing info. You can review that if you'd like. Again, we just did this. And then you're going to go update citation. Ignore the ads that are really annoying. And now you can see right here, I have this citation that I can now copy and paste into my PowerPoint, Canva, or other type of presentation. This is the format for this citation. The other way that you might want to consider doing this is if you are going from one of the databases that are listed here, ProQuest, Gale, SIRS Researcher, or Britannica School, when you are in that database, for example, if I click on SIRS issues researcher, and I type in teen mental health. And I find an article that I want. Maybe I click on newspapers because I know this needs to be a news article. And I'm looking for an article that I might use. Teens are using TikTok to talk about mental health. Now, I'll be honest, this one is outside of the date range for our science in the news, but I'm going to use this as an example nonetheless. If you remember how much we had to go through to use EasyBib and to find the correct information to create our citation, one of the advantages to using one of the databases versus one of the websites is that just on the right-hand side, you'll see it says cite. Da, da, da. That's how easy it is to create your citation. There are options to send it to if you have your own personal account. You don't need an account for this, but if you did, you could then forward your citation from here. I click copy. I open up my PowerPoint, Canva, or other presentation, and I can paste this in so that the people reading my presentation or wanting to know more about where I found this information can follow these citations after I've done my presentation. So don't forget, there's a link right down in the corner that says don't forget to cite your sources. That will be a link to this video. And hopefully that gives you enough information to help you get started with being a responsible researcher and using both databases and websites in order to do our science in the news research. Please don't hesitate to email me or ask me questions anytime. Happy researching, Ravens.